Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Howdy, y'all, as they say in the South. It's 10 at 10, coming at you for 10 minutes, 10 a.m. Eastern, in the here and now, live on Facebook, live on Instagram, live. We're all alive. Isn't it good to be alive? Welcome, Christopher. Welcome, Monique, when you're entering. Hello from Canada. That's a psychic telepathic connection there on Instagram. I was just going to ask, where are you from? Where are you from? When you're entering, share where you're from. Grateful to be here. We're also archived on YouTube, and we're also archived on wherever you get your podcasts. It's great seeing the folks come in. Hello, Conscious Creator. Where are you from, Conscious Creator? Hi, Marcy. Hello to Monique. Karen. Lenka. Mark. Good morning. Where are you at, Karen? Oh, of course. Conscious Creator is Mark. I get it now. Jacksonville, Florida. Robin's liking Instagram more, just like me. I'm by the way, if you're tuning in on St. Petersburg, Florida, awesome. If you're tuning in on Facebook, I'm more active on Instagram, and you'll get some special treats if you follow me on Instagram. So connect on Instagram with me. Robin's in Asheville, North Carolina, where I'm going to be actually in a couple days. So let's take a few deep breaths. We'll dive into all that we're going to dive into, the wisdom of the day. And feel free to share questions, comments, your feedback. This is an interactive space. So there's like a heart button. You can rock that out. There's a way to ask questions and comments. You get the idea, right? So feel free to share, to connect throughout. Northern Ireland, wonderful. Great to see everybody here. I love that we're an international community. So let's take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more, inhale. And exhale. Fantastic. I love seeing that, seeing the same, I almost said faces. I don't actually see your faces, but I envision your faces when I see your name. So I love seeing that. There's like a community that's like a consistent vibrational frequency of people that are joining, starting to know when this is, and starting to join each day together. So yesterday we had a great group session last night in the Secret Glow. I've been telling you guys about this group that we have. Mark was in there. It's really good to have a tribe, exactly. Okay, so Mark's on. Okay, Andy's here. Fantastic. Collective conscious community. Exactly. I love the engagement today. I really appreciate the engagement. The intention for me is really to create engagement, to create community. It's not to be a one man entertainment, one man performance, right? It's to have engagement. Hi, Danielle. Welcome. So I appreciate that, and that's really the intention of what's here. So yeah, we had a really great session, the Secret Goal last night, group session, and it's just phenomenal. It's just the energy, the vibration. We had two people on. Mark was one of the people on. Jackie Thompson was on with me. So for those who don't know, people in the community come on, and I just kind of have group sessions with them or live sessions, whatever really wants to arise in the present, and we kind of explore areas to make our breakthroughs and the areas to that we've had breakthroughs, and there's the accountability and the sharing of intentions and reflections on what we're learning and what the spaces for evolution and growth, and the support is just really powerful. And so I left that last night, and like, this is so good for people, and it's so easy to do, really. And it's this question, it's a deep question, which is, why do we not do things that are good for us? Why don't we do things that are good for us? And really, at this point, it's an open question for you. So feel free to answer that question, explore it, look at it in your own life, of course, look at it in other people's lives that you're familiar with. Because the reality is, the things that are good for us, for most of us, particularly those tuning into this, are pretty easily accessible. And they're pretty easily accessible. And we pretty clearly know what they are, right? It's like, the right things to eat. Don't pretend like you don't. You do. Exercise is good for you. Everybody knows that, right? The right, YouTube videos or podcasts to tune into. What's high vibration. What's uplifting. What makes you feel better. What inspires you. What awakens you. But why don't you do it? That's my question. Why don't you do it? Right? Why don't we do it? And it's a huge question, because we're at a point now where, as human beings, we have access. I mean, the internet is like the global brain. Like, we have access to all the information, essentially throughout history and throughout the planet. We have access to all of it. So it's like, what are we choosing to give our attention to? What are we choosing to put our energy, invest our energy in, And it's a question that has been in my consciousness for, I think, my entire life, right? Why don't we do things that make us feel happy? Why don't we do things that make us feel good? Why don't we do things that bring us joy? Why? And you observe the behavior of us as human beings, and it's very curious. It's very, very interesting. It's like, you can have a super high vibration event, and you invite, and maybe there's like, 5 or 6 people. I've been a participant in these kind of events, right? Where it's like, this is amazing. And there's like, 5 people, 7 people. And then you'll have some movie where like people are, sawing people up and kicking people and punching people and blowing people's heads off and stabbing people, and millions of people are tuning in, or you have these news shows where, it's, if it bleeds, it leads, right? That's the saying. So if it's like people yelling at each other and people fighting with each other and people calling each other names, right? Then millions of people tune in and they're engaged. It's like there's something in us that is drawn toward negativity. There's something in us that's drawn toward certainly violence, for sure. There's something in us that's drawn towards things that make us feel bad. Let's put it simple, right? There's something in us that's drawn towards things that make us feel bad and is not drawn towards things that make us feel good. And the question is why? 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 Why is that? And to look at your own life, right? Are there ways that you're doing that? Are there ways that you're pushing away the goodness and choosing to bring in things that make you things that cause suffering? It's a little bit anyway, one of the things that I just came up with my consciousness is gratitude. So I there's this question I ask, not every day, but every couple of days, at least every few days. What are you grateful for? Right? I ask it on Facebook, and sometimes I ask it on Instagram, and sometimes I just ask it to people in the world. What are you grateful for? And that's one really simple way to bring in, because I see someone writing law of attraction there. That's one really simple way to bring in. We're already at 11 minutes. Oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun. Can we just go a little bit longer? To bring in more goodness, to bring in more of what's good for us, is to just look at what you're grateful for, right? And to look at it in the moment, because there's so much here to be grateful for. There's so much here to appreciate. And it's the simple things, right? And it starts to shift your mindset. There starts to be a sort of like a rewiring of, instead of looking at all the things you hate, all the things that disgust you, and how horrible everybody is, and how nothing ever goes your way, and blah, 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 right? What are you grateful for? And to start to just to notice and pay attention what you're grateful for. And everybody can do this. You don't have to be some spiritually advanced, whatever. You don't have to be a sixth dimensional being. You don't have to be some like high-tech yogi. You can be 4 years old. You can be 94 years old. You can be 44 years old. What are you grateful for? Everybody can do it. You don't have to read a bunch of books to understand this. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Not a false sense of gratitude, but an authentic, genuine sense of gratitude, right? So that's one simple way. People, how do I do it? How do I start to switch? That's the practice of gratitude is such a powerful, beautiful practice, right? But really, this is a question that is a huge question, right? And so I don't have an answer. But it's a question that if we start to get to the core of this question, everything starts to change, because I could be offering people, and I do, and I have all sorts of amazing things, opportunities, people, ways to upgrade, ways to hire, ways to inspire, ways to shift consciousness. But if you don't say yes to it, if you don't accept it, then the question is why? Why? Right? Why is that? And to really, the answer can be different for each person. Like, for example, I was looking at my life, and I was thinking, well, for me, it was at times it's been money, right? It's just to think of like, but it costs money. Money. I don't have any money. I hear this all the time. I don't have any money, which is not true. People do have money. They're just saying they don't have money because it's not important enough to invest in doing something that makes them feel good, or makes them, uplift their vibration, or inspires them, or transforms their consciousness, or heals them. Somehow it's not important. Other things are more important. Amazing, but true. Other things are more important. So it's a rich, deep question. It's a fascinating question. It's like, life seems like it's really complex and complicated, but when you start to look at it, it's so basic and simple. It's like, are we doing things throughout the day that make us feel good? Or are we doing things throughout the day that make us feel bad? Right? Are we doing things that make us feel good? Or are we doing things that make us feel bad? Are we doing things that inspire us, uplift us? Now, you guys are here, so obviously you're doing some things that make you inspire you and make you feel good, and uplift you and transform you. So you're all on the right track. So I don't know how to reach the people that aren't here. But for all of us, right, there's some things that we're doing that are inspiring, uplifting, and there's some things that we can look at and be like, why am I doing that? Why am I engaging in that? And when you let go of that, it frees up the energy to open yourself to the inspiration of life and to the ecstasy. You know, ecstasy. I want to talk about ecstasy, I think, tomorrow. Ecstatic states. I have a really, really exciting course in my consciousness to offer people around. I don't want to say too much about it because I'm just, I want to save it. But some really good things are in the potential to be offered and shared for y'all. Danielle says, reaching us helps us to reach others. It's like the butterfly effect. Exactly. Zeka says, patterns, like in other words, fear, make us react instead of act from our essence. Yeah. The thing that's important to connect, like those of you that are interested in being of service, those of you who are interested in helping people, which I certainly am. My life is dedicated to helping people and service to people. It's so important to realize and remember that you can only, what do I want to say? Love, freedom, inspiration, empowerment. You can only give people those things if you have them in yourself and if you're accessing them in yourself. So it's not a choice between the two. It's one fluid movement. It's like you're feeling yourself, and in feeling yourself, you feel everyone that's in relationship with you, that's in connection to you, that's a part of your existence and beyond, right? All right. I think we're complete for now. Thank you all so much for being here. I love sharing this space with you. And I'll see you same time tomorrow. Keep the questions, comments going, and so much love and appreciation for your presence here.